for Vegeta. I'm gonna take you down.
Alright everyone, JB here, and we're back with another Dragon Ball Legends video on the channel today. Now today, you see the thumbnail, we have Ultra Super Saiyan Rose coming into the game, and you know, I'm pretty sure you want to know if you should summon for him or not. And you know, the definite answer is yes. You know, you shouldn't skip on this character at all. You know, animations look great. We don't have his kit video yet. That'll be for the next reveals and stuff. But we're gonna talk about what his color could possibly be, because his two best teams are definitely gonna be Future and Gaki. So without that, you know, with that further being said, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new around here and enjoy the content you see. If you're returning to this video or to the channel itself, leave a like on the videos, very much appreciated. Now the first thing we're looking at, as you just see it on the character list, we're looking at Future. We're looking at the Future tag, right? Now I'm gonna go like by different colors, you know, so we can just pretty much just examine all of them and give my opinions on it. Of course, y'all's opinions are welcome, but we're gonna look at the first color. Probably we're gonna start from the bottom, so we're gonna look at blue. Now, you know, I don't think, I mean, a lot of us, I'm pretty sure, aren't gonna even think that blue is even an option, because they have Zamasu, and then we just got the new free-to-play Trunks, which he's actually pretty good, but Zamasu literally is, let's put this in perspective, right? Zamasu, basically, before this Trunks came, because he's a support unit, so he's actually a pretty good support unit for Trunks and Vegeta. Zamasu kinda pretty much overshined Trunks and Vegeta, and he was the 1% sparking over the LF, in my opinion. So they're not, you know, he's gonna be in that spot for a good minute before they even think about changing that for this guy. And we gotta think about this, you know, most likely, you know, if you haven't seen the gameplay on the Rose, there's a video on Twitter on the official Dragon Ball Legends page that y'all can go look at. And if you don't know where to find it, I'll leave a link down in the description for you guys. But Rose definitely has to be a melee type, because he plays with the scythe. He doesn't use it like on the super attack or anything. No, he plays with the scythe the entire match. And this is a version of the Rose we've been asking for a minute, and they finally delivered. His animations look so good, and it's like you can't argue with it. So let's look at the green. So for green, you know, we have the Zenkai Vegeta, we got Trunks. So green is iffy, right? You know, Trunks is still usable, but he's not something that I would say is going to be your first option when it comes down to green, especially for Future. Because this Vegeta, he definitely can still compete. You know, with his ramp up damage. If you have him at higher stars than me, higher red stars, especially like 7 red stars, he can definitely tank pretty good, depending on what equipment you could put on him. But like I was saying, he has ramp up damage. You know, he can tank. He locks in with his green card, not green card, his ultimate. So same thing with his Trunks. You know, I feel like you don't see him in the meta that much, right? Because he's getting a little bit outdated as we go along, right? So it begs to differ. Sorry about that, guys. I had to clear my throat. But it begs to differ. Is he still going to be? You know, I only have him 2 stars, so he's not really usable for me. But for a lot of people, you know, I don't main Future, but I feel like I have a pretty good setup from it, you know. But green it's a 50-50 chance, right? You know, if they bring him as a green unit, which I still feel like it's 50-50, you know. You still got those 2 guys right there, and I believe this Gohan has a Zenkai as well. I could be wrong. Yeah, he does have a Zenkai. I just don't have the Z power for it. But those 2 right there, I feel like for right now, they're still holding their own, especially Vegeta. The Vegeta's been holding his own since he's been released as a Zenkai. Now, purple isn't even an option. You know, the reason why I say this is because you got from like the recent purple units, you got the Rose, the last Legends Limited. Now, he isn't the best, but he is definitely still usable. You also got the Merge Zamasu. He's still usable, but Zamasu is, you know, he's more outdated than Rose. So Rose, you know, for me personally, his damage isn't there. You know, yeah, he gets card draw speed. They basically, when they gave him in Zenkai, they basically limited everything for this guy. He probably, I don't think he has good drawing form is the endurance nullifying, just in his kit. It's the same thing as with the droids, where just existing, they can nullify endurance. So, you know, purple, you know, it's same thing for me. It's 50-50, but I feel like more so they're not bringing up the purple unit, especially if we're looking on the God key terms, because we have Ultra Gogeta Blue, who just got released literally like 2 months ago. So the possibility of him being purple is really just out the gate, not being there. Let's go ahead and look at yellow. This is interesting because now that we have the Trunks as a support, he's actually a really good unit. You know, not every free-to-play unit is always good. You know, some of them are bad, some of them are really good. Like the Broly, he was actually pretty good, the last one that we got. But you got Trunks and Vegeta. You know, they still got that spot regardless. And with support units now, you know, even if you don't want to run the free-to-play character for him, you can run Future Gohan. You know, he literally has he's basically the best agent unit in the game because he has 3 platinums. This guy has 3 platinums now. You know, and you know his support. You know, his support for the team is still good. You know, it's not the best support in the game. Yeah, you know, it's not like, oh, you get like 50% damage if he tags in. You know, it's not all that, but he has support and he has plats. He has 3 of them. So yeah, yellow is something that I don't think they're definitely not gonna bring him as a yellow. It just wouldn't make any sense. Now red is something that I think is probably the highest possibility of him being red. Now you probably say, yeah, we got the droids, but now even with the droids getting another plat from the new Trunks, they're not able to keep up now. You know, they ran the meta for literally months, like 3 months I think, if I remember. And you know, you can run them with him, but I don't think, you know, I'm pretty sure if they bring him as a red, he's gonna replace them. You know, and here's another thing: you can literally Zenkai buff him with this Goku Black right here, because he'll be under the powerful opponent category. Same thing for Curse. For CMZ, he has a plat, but it's literally does nothing for him. He needs a whole Zenkai. And you know, we're supposed to be expecting, you know, so they did announce also, if y'all didn't know, they did announce that tomorrow they're going to be announcing who's the next Zenkai for tomorrow. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be tomorrow night, might be in the morning. I'm going to check that up for you guys. But same thing with Darky, you literally have Zamasu in that spot. It's between Zamasu and Beerus for me personally, and you literally can just put you can put Vegeta Blue right here on the bench, just the Zenkai buff, because he's buffing Darky. So you know, blue is really just not even an option. Now green is pretty iffy. You know, well, it's not iffy because I literally forgot. I did not pull this guy. So this is going to be a scary setup. Imagine that they do bring him red. Between either red or yellow, you literally can run Revive Crew right here. You can run him, Ultra Gogeta Blue if you want to, and Rose. And whoever doesn't buff, that tag, which they all should buff God Key if I'm not mistaken. You probably can put Ultra Gogeta Blue in the leader slot because he gets that extra buff from Fusion, and I'm pretty sure Rose either has to be powerful opponent for him to get that additional buff for each person on the team, or it's going to probably be Future. So either powerful opponent, Future, or God Key. Those three make sense to me. But green is definitely out the window for God Key personally. Now God Key is looking pretty good. Future has never really been like the super top tier team like tag, but it's always been up there. It's always been able to compete, right? It's not trash, but it's not overpowered, right? I think the androids were pretty much the last overpowered thing. Trunks and Vegeta are good, but they're iffy. They need a little support, a little help, Now purple, like I was just mentioning, literally purple. You literally have Ultra Gogeta Blue. There's no reason, like I said earlier, there's no reason for them to even think of bringing him as a purple unit. Because if they do that, that's a lot of because literally we've had that's like the third purple unit for Ultras. And that's a lot. We had Broly, Ultra Gogeta Blue, and if they bring him, that's 3 purples. That's too many colors. So they have to be a little diverse, right? So we're gonna look at yellow. The yellow, we also have now speaking of Zenkais, a lot of people are suspecting my man's right here. I'm actually gonna be intrigued if they do give it to him, because if I have to be guessing something, if they're gonna relate the Zenkai to something that's Trunks Sada wise, it's gonna be something, some character from that tag, that episode. Same thing with this. You got Ultra Kaioken, you got Trunks and Vegeta. Kaioken, he's been pushed out the meta a little bit, but think about this, guys. Put this down on the right team. Give him some pretty good equips. Even Zenkai buff him. If you put him on a good team, you can literally, if you don't have Revival like me, I don't have Kaioken either, but if you have Kaioken instead, you can run him with Rose. You can run him with Rose, Ultra Gogeta Blue. If you don't have him, you can literally swap out Gogeta Blue for Zamasu. He's a really good tank. He pretty much he's kind of like Pan, a Pan 2.0. But Pan, in my opinion, is just a little bit better with her kit. But yellow wise, I don't think there's no reason for them to do that. Trunks and Vegeta are still good, So red is literally, red makes sense. I'm gonna call it right now. If you made this far into the video, I'm gonna call it right now. Red, it makes sense because think about it, guys. The only 2 reliable, you can look at this. 2 reliable ones that we have probably for red, MUI Goku. This Goku. You can't even count, like I said, you can't count CMZ because literally all it gave him was a plat. The plat, yeah, it gave him damage, defense, some health, but it's not enough to save this guy and his kit. Everybody else here aren't really usable. This Zenkai Rose is not usable. Even if you have a maxed out, he's not usable. It makes sense for them to be red, right? So, because everybody here is old, they're outdated. They either need a Zenkai or they need a plat, or they just need a new character, sparking version of them. So, for me personally, it's between red, not green. It's between red and probably I would have to say red and blue, because Zamasu, like I said, there's no way that they would probably do that. But they, at the same time, knowing Legends, they've been very unpredictable a lot of times. So it's a good chance that they might do that, bring them as a blue option. But I don't see the reason why when Zamasu is actually really good still. and he can tank really well. He can heal. He can disrupt the enemy. Yellow, like I said, I don't see them, you know, trying to replace Trunks and Vegeta. So it's either red or it's either blue. You know, they're either going to replace Zamasu or they're going to add him as a red unit in the game. So that being said, guys, let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think. I'm always intrigued. I always read the comments. I personally think he's going to come in as a red or blue unit out of those two options. Don't quote me, but hey, it's possible. It's very, very possible. And if you did not know, guys, reveals and stuff will be next week on the 14th. So I will be making a video about that when we see his kit and everything. So be sure to tune in for that. But as always, everyone have a blessed day. It's your boy JB. I'm out.